Hi friends, today I want to talk about Claude Console. You may remember I said in a previous video that if you want to do any kind of automation with AI, you're going to want to use the API platform for your favorite model instead of the consumer interface. Claude Console is a versatile and user-friendly interface for interacting with the Claude API, which is the API for the Claude model from Anthropic. Some justification why Claude is a good default model choice. This is the Versal AI Gateway website. Versal AI Gateway is a framework that software developers use to build AI interfaces in their web applications. It's a very popular framework and they collect usage data, which we can see here in their model leaderboard. They show back to, it looks like July of 2025, we can see that Claude represented 67% of all the API calls that were made through their framework. If we come to today, we see that Claude across all of its models still represents almost half of all the API calls. So back to Claude Console. I've created an example prompt that drafts an email to fire a problem client. Let's look at some of the features. Firstly, we can choose the model we want to run the prompt. We can also choose model parameters such as temperature or whether we want to enable thinking. Next, we can define variables that we want to inject into the prompt when we run it. I've defined one called email tone. And we can provide examples if we have prior letters that we've sent to clients that we want to include that will help the model emulate the style we've used previously. The message block forms the basis of our prompt. It starts with a system prompt, which is a set of instructions to the AI that will guide its behavior during the conversation. Next is the user message, which forms the user's input. It's the job of the large language model to produce an assistant response to this message. If we wanted, we could add message pairs to the conversation to simulate interactions between the assistant and the user. Lastly, we can pre-fill the assistant response. This is a powerful feature that allows us to remove boilerplate. In the example of my email to the client, I don't want to include any preamble. I'm just interested in the email content. So I write the word dear to force the model to start its response with dear. So let's try it out. Let's run a prompt. Because I've defined an email tone variable, I'm going to have to set what that is. I'll choose professional. Then when I click run, Claude Console is going to generate the response. I wanted to close by showing you evaluations. Evaluations allow us to review and grade the model's output across different arguments of our input variables. We can build up a test suite by adding rows with different test cases and generating the response. What's great about this is that by grading the model, we come up for each response, we come up with an overall score. If we make changes to the prompt, we can rerun these test cases and regrade the results and see whether or not that overall score improves or declines, giving us a good vibe check about whether we're making our prompt better or not. Thanks for watching. Follow me or subscribe to Shock TV for more tips. And if you're ready to free your team from low-value work, visit www.xaac.com to learn more how we can help.